Up, I'm live, and I don't know. It's Monday. What do you expect? Monday. The final Monday of October. It's not the final day of October yet. It is the final Monday, and as a result, I will not be doing anything differently. Look, I just don't care to do the horror stuff that most people tend to do around this time of year. Like, I'm not interested. Just not interested in it, you know? Not really my thing. Then again, racing is my thing, and how much have I been doing of that as of late? Well, to be fair, two of the racing streams that I would regularly do involved other people, and those other people have basically decided to fuck off more and more as of late, so, what am I supposed to do about that, you know? So, anyway, it's Monday, so that doesn't matter. I haven't done racing on Monday since, like, what, 2021? Back when I did all the Need for Speed games and Burnout Paradise and stuff like that. I think I did Hot Pursuit last year, right? Or was that this year? Doesn't matter. Either way. Right now, it's Satisfactory. Hot Pursuit was probably this year, though. Wasn't it? Because Satisfactory was Monday last year. Again, doesn't matter. What matters is that it's Satisfactory right now. Also, I will point this out, since this happened Friday or Saturday. We're now at the end of October, which means that September is finally passed in full. Goodbye, 50 subs. Actually, I think it was 55, but goodbye, either way. Back down to 5 subs. I've already adjusted the sub goal accordingly. It's to 15. It could have been 10. I think Twitch even recommended 10, but I set it to 15 because not going to be hit at it either way. Besides, if people wanted to give me money, they'd just give it to me directly instead of doing it through Twitch, right? I mean, I'm sure the gift subs are appreciated, of course, but no, you know. Anyway, like I said, Satisfactory tonight. And there was another bloody update today because they just keep pushing updates. It wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't for the fact that there's still no mod support from the first version of 8.2, which was apparently released on the 16th. Right? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Still no mod support, and the fact that they keep pushing updates probably isn't helping that. But I'm not running 8.2, I'm running 8.1 or whatever the previous version to that was. So that's not really an issue I have, and yay, the game seems to actually be launching. I don't see why it wouldn't, but then again, there was that one night where it just kept crashing to desktop until I restarted my computer, so you never know. It'll come up in a second. Wait. But, yeah. Oh, right, yeah. I did some stuff off stream because I noticed at the end of the last stream that things weren't really running efficiently, and even to the point of I was losing out on power generation. So I did some work. Oh, and you can see in the top right-hand corner the Phase 3 objectives are finishing. I hooked that up finally. So, yeah, if we look at the power generation, this one is not connected to the grid. We're at a stable 43,200 production, which is what it should be. It used to be a bit more for total capacity, but, where is it? No, it's over here. Off. So, I removed that extra 370 megawatts from the network because they're not going to do anything. So, yeah, I did some work off stream, like I said. Stopped hitting extra buttons, because there's no need for that. Why do I have... whatever. Don't know why that's happening. But yeah, as you can see, 400 of 500 modular... The hitboxes are really annoying there. 400 of 500 modular engines. I don't know why it didn't complete the full 500, but it didn't. Oh, there. We'll just get those completed. And I wonder, could I even be cheeky and, like... No? There. Double export. Hoping to select that, but whatever. Yeah, I could technically just manually submit it, but... But yeah, clearly, I went ahead and did the adaptive control modules by hand. Because let's be real, I don't really want to build out another large factory for that purpose, and I'm sure you guys don't really want to see it right this second either. So let's just get on to Phase 4. Let's just send Phase 3, which will probably be the final phase that I actually complete in this save, because... Well, I said I would only go through Phase 3 for sure. Wouldn't... We'd play Phase 4 by ear. I'm gonna try and at least do a little bit in Phase 4. But, oh yeah, this is ready to go. We're just gonna ignore that. That was the final Tier 6 thing to complete, I believe. And yeah, I know, spaghetti. But, we're almost there. Oh. Just speed it along a little bit. Complete. Been a while, but send it. And it's gone. Of course, it does just sit up there after it gets to a certain height, but far enough up that you don't really see it. So yeah, Phase 4 is ridiculous. Like, really? 4,000 of these? And then 1,000? I've never completed Phase 4. But you can see, oh boy, powersuit Mark III. I mean, there's another 5 inventory slots there. But it requires supercomputers, adaptive control units, and radio control units, which I don't even have access to some of that yet. See? The RCUs are right there. Ooh, blenders are in with aluminum. I like that. Logistics Mark V, of course, requires aluminum. But let's do that. 50 computers, 100 heavy modular frames, a quick autosave to be a nuisance. Get that submitted, and some rubber. By the way, just out of curiosity, that requires aluminum, that's aluminum, that's aluminum, and I would assume... Yeah, technically I could have gotten this had I already done supercomputers, but... no. So I need more motors. Let's go get the motors real quick, because I learned something recently, and you might have seen what I just did there. I already had a milestone completed, and I just kind of ignored that and went and selected another milestone. From what I've read, apparently you can just do that. You can just submit one milestone and then go back and select another milestone before even sending the rocket off. And basically you can complete a number of milestones without actually sending the rocket, and then just submit them all at the same time. These are just stators. Do I have stators on me? No? Cool. I'll grab some more. I'm gonna have 5 more inventory slots in a moment. So I can afford it. There's a lot of reworking that needs to be done of just everything in the desert, which is why I'll never do it. If I really wanted a long-term project, this would be it, but there's other things to be played, not to mention the fact that mods make it impossible just about to carry this version of the game forward, or this save forward, I should say. I might have eventually been able to do it with the update 7 save that I played for a little bit, but that's about it. How far did I even get into that? I think I got to aluminum. Just. Like that was the last thing I did, was aluminum. Anyway, submit the motors. And then as a reminder, there's that. There's also this, which has already been zeroed out. Bauxite refinement completed.
Reached. Quartz and bauxite scanning unlocked.
That's a lot of stuff in the top right that just hard to show.
Is now available, which can be constructed from bauxite after a complex process of refinement. The blender will be used in future processes.
I guess I have to launch it separately, but still, it allowed me to launch it even though there's nothing here to launch at the moment. So that's cool at least, and you can see I've got more inventory space. Now, just give me a second, because I forgot I wanted to pull something up. Sure, that'll work. Apparently, I want 4 tickets. Yeah, just load the damn store. Let's see. What do I want? 2 sets of aluminum sheets. Buy that. Unfortunately, the rocket is already back. So I'm going to need even more resources than I currently have, but want that. I need more computers, and I need more motors again. Alright, well, that's fine. I've already done the aluminum. Basically, the idea being is that, apparently, for just 4 tickets, you can get a hover pack immediately upon starting Phase 4. Because, as you've just seen, you can literally just unlock aluminum products and then buy said aluminum products from the store. Some for the hover pack unlock, and then some for actually crafting the hover pack. And considering that I am firmly in the camp of hover packs need to be available much earlier game, you betcha I'm gonna unlock them immediately. Also, I don't entirely know why I went this way. I just kind of started heading off this direction. It's amusing. Overshot a little bit, but I didn't take any fall damage. You know, I wonder. Obviously, I need to craft the adaptive control units manually, but I could probably do the same thing to unlock Powersuit Mark III. Because the adaptive control units are the only things I don't have crafting at the moment. Well, and the radio control modules things, but just buy them with tickets. You're thinking, why would you ever waste tickets on this stuff? Well, I mean, for the hover pack, it just makes sense. It's only 4 tickets. And then otherwise, I've got like 200 tickets. I think I'm good to spend a few on resources for reasons of unlocking stuff. You know, that's way too many. Hello? Do I? Yeah, that's fine. Once I'm here... No, it looks like I've got plenty of everything else. Where was... There they were. Missing motors, of course. Yeah, obviously I wasn't exactly sure which train that was, since I don't color code them or anything, but I had a feeling it's probably going to be the one that's turning directly in front of me, so let's just take a second to let it pass, and yeah, there it goes. Remember all this janky platforming I did here to get it around the corner? Also, since the other train went the other way, I'm going to hop over here so that I don't get run over. I don't think I'm super likely to get run over, but I'm still not watching behind me, so better not push my luck, you know? This is an old power line that I ran to get over here to where I had a tower set up. But then apparently you couldn't disable the 4 locations shown on the map without just hiding all of them, I think it was. Which I didn't like because, you know, if I ping one of the resources that like that, didn't want to work at first, I wouldn't be able to see them. I guess I should go more this way. That didn't work. Yeah, sure, let's just get my usual 150 plus the extra 50 for the thing. Right in between the belts, of course. And just like that, it's already been 20 minutes, eh? Neat. I managed to tab out of the... There we go. I managed to tab out of the game, getting alt stuck in the process, apparently, but tab out of the game, do something, and tab back in without the game ever realizing it, really, and thus doing the thing that it does when I tab out of the game. Well, I think it's windowed borderless. Not truly full screen, since I can actually tab out of it. But it still doesn't like me tabbing out of it most of the time. Alright, yeah, sure, just 50 of them, and then that can get merged into there, and 50 of them, and yoink. Hover pack.
Milestone reached. The hoverpack enables aerial overview of all powered factories, as well as easy transport across multi-level buildings by wirelessly connecting to the power grid.
Finally. Get rid of all these extra computers from my inventory, because I just don't need them, really. And, alright. So, I mean, honestly, if I'd thought of that, I would have unlocked that, because that's a nice thing to have. Hazmat suit gets me more inventory slots. This I have zero interest in unlocking anytime soon, because, oh boy, supercomputers, I'm pretty sure I can already craft them. Yeah. Don't need them yet. Another 4 minutes. And then, like... yeah, don't need to find sulfur. Sulfuric acid definitely has its uses, but... well... I forget if that's actually useful, but it's not like a primary focus. And then all this stuff is just... eh. Like, this is the next thing, and it requires both aluminum and radio control units. So, spoiler alert, let's work on aluminum and radio control unit bits. And then turbo motors. Yes, we need the turbo vroomers, but that requires fused modular frames, which is from here, so... also Miner Mark III, which is using turbo vroomers. And then particle enrichment, which I basically never do anything with, because... nukes! And then, like I said, this. I'd need to manually craft these two, but technically... well, actually, technically, I could probably buy both of these at this point and just have to craft the control units. Which, again, 115 tickets there. 97 there. A massive spike dropped down here because I went and stole a bunch of the computers. But, you know. Let's just select that and unlock it. Oh, I can actually fly. So wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Gives me a different perspective on all the factories, too. No? Eh, whatever. How much would a Mark II power suit actually cost? Automated wiring and modular engines. It's not terrible. I mean, so there's words. There's a number of things I'd like to do, right? Like, there's obviously all the aluminum stuffs. Which, where do I even have any aluminum stuff set up at this point? I have supercomputers. I do not have aluminum. So, I now have aluminum set up, but... it requires silica. That's even considering the silica that goes... and I'm making basically no aluminum. Okay, that's fun. Are there any worthwhile aluminum alternate recipes? Let me have a look at that real quick. It's basically like, I want to get more hard drives, I want to get more alternate recipes unlocked. I want to get aluminum stuff. Alclad casing is worthwhile. I've already got bauxite refinement. Anything else? Aluminum. Anything else aluminum? Cooling systems I can't do yet. Electrode aluminum scrap requires petroleum coke. Never mind. Really? That's locked behind advanced aluminum? Okay. Don't know why. Instant scrap I could get. Pure aluminum, also a thing. And then there's the alternate words. There's the alternate RCU recipes. Or if I have that, it might pop up. Okay, so I should be able to get both of them. I necessarily want that. You'd think that I would have looked into this ahead of time. Floppy alumina. That's another one that's potential. Well, let's definitely get some hard drive research going. Caterium is where it would be. I think there was something that relied on this to be able to be researched. I've already got it. This just requires supercomputers, as does that. Not going to bother with that at the moment. Cool.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
Oh yeah, I actually need to do something about that now that I'm thinking about it. Like, unlocking that is actually important. So I guess first things first, we're going back to the other side of the map. Come on. Now, I do know over by where I have the project parts set up, because I was going to do both modular engines and automated control system orb thingies in the same area. Just up the hill there is also a decent amount of aluminum. And I think that's traditionally where I've always dealt with the aluminum stuffs, specifically because it's, you know, right there. And I'm usually already utilizing the oil that's in that area for something else. So it'd be silly to not, you know, build there. Can we please? Of course, usually by this point, I would have all of my teleporters set up so that I could just travel to and from without traveling across the map, but said teleporter mod was never updated for Update 8. So I only have a different teleporter mod to utilize that I don't really... Let's go to the other side of the map and go fix some belts that need to be upgraded to Tier 5. Because technically, I will never get 100% throughput without this upgrade. And I knew that. I planned ahead for update, or, well, for aluminum stuffs. Basically, update? Update what? If I could reduce the amount of silica required. Factory to like basically no extra. That would be great. So I'm curious. I see that I don't have an @ in Discord. Maybe it just didn't trigger yet. Yeah, it didn't trigger yet is all. Will it actually be an @ or will it just be a nothing? Our robot's still doing double duty for stream notifications, but it's also still just lurking in the background waiting for its opportunity to jump in and fill the gap when the other bot fails. So, in general, it does nothing, other than just let me know that it's doing nothing. Which isn't really nothing, but, you know. Still not come through yet, though. Then again, I did increase the delay. There it is. I did increase the delay on it significantly just because offline notifications are kind of not important. And it did message at one point when it shouldn't have, probably thanks to the API being dumb. So, better safe than sorry on that, you know? Oh yeah, one of the things I did, I don't remember if I mentioned. No, I think I did this before the last stream, adding in a bunch more trains to the network. Kinda needed to do that, you know? Because I wasn't getting the resources there quickly enough otherwise. Hopefully the backlog of screws hasn't run out as of yet, because otherwise that could cause issues with 100% efficiency on the factory. Because basically what I did to get this factory over here to not be lagging behind and everything is just shut everything down, including even the generators over there. Shut everything down and basically turn on each system one by one and just let them back stuff. Also, as you'll be able to see, I moved the turbo fuel, you can actually see it now, I moved the turbo fuel to an elevated position, so the excess turbo fuel storage is literally just up above the rest of the factory. You can see it right there. So that gives me plenty of pressure in the pipes and doesn't cause any more bloody issues for flowing into all of the generators. I don't think I quite need to go that far on it. Oh yeah, I'm not really at risk of falling, am I? For some reason I removed this rail and I don't know why. So the issue is over here, and it looks like it's still going well enough for now. Basically, I need to upgrade these belts to Mark 5s. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. I don't think I need to go any further than that, though, because these are accepting 100. And so that immediately knocks it down to 400. So, blender, yes. Mildly annoying. I don't have the screws I need. Alright. I see. Throw that back into there. So they are still backstuffed to some degree, which is fine. Alright, so put this down and then put one of these down as well, because I don't have any tickets on me currently. So let's print out these 97 tickets. And then grab some more aluminum sheets. That's literally it. Any segment here, they all need to be upgraded. Mark 5. Okay, now what I can do is I can do this. I said I can do this. And then select every single Mark 5 belt and make sure that every single belt that should be a Mark 5 is a Mark 5. It looks like it is. Cool. Because yeah, as you can see here, there are 5 belts of 400 feeding 4 belts of 500. And since the Mark 4s cap out at 480 versus the Mark 5s cap out at 780, you can see 480 there versus 780 there, I built this knowing that I would have to upgrade this. Also, that is the wrong thing. Used wire, coated cable, or copper rotor. Boy, all of these suck. Screws, waste of oil, and... no, why would you use Caterium to make regular wire? What a waste. But there we go. And you can see the Mark 5 belts are actually stuttering because they're moving at 780, but they're only transporting 500 items per minute. It was so marginal, only 20 items per minute loss on the Mark 4 belts. But this is necessary, so here it is, all fixed. Yeah, you can see if I do this, there's some stuff that'll be blue, but if you note, this is blue not because it has no input, but because it has too much output. Like, stuff is blue because it's backstuffed. Blue tells you that the machines are idle, by the way. So the only idle machines I have around here are backstuffed. It's not because they're not receiving enough items. And that's a really good thing. Because that was the main issue I was having previously. Yeah, you can see that line is barely moving, because that line and that line is barely moving. And that even includes over here. Everything is backstuffed. Oh, also, apparently at some point I think I deleted like either that belt or this belt. Maybe it was this belt. Either way, I accidentally deleted one of them, I guess, because it was definitely flowing before and I found that there was no belt there. So that wasn't helping. Also, you can see I put limiters on these first, like, 6, I think. I didn't put them any further, because I figured by the end they would be able to handle themselves. But as a result, like, everything's fine. Back stuffed more or less as it needs to be. Here, let me turn that off. Just not needed. come over here and you can see, like I said, elevated the turbo fuel. And these are actually properly full at this point, because I allowed everything to pack stuff. I also think I did a little bit of reworking on the piping, just to ensure that it could always flow. Like you can kind of see, there's now cross flow between the two halves. One right there and then one down there as well, or maybe two even. Anyway, point is, I did some work to ensure that it could flow. And these are just simple. Just a simple reconfiguration to ensure that on the output at least this has always got good pressure. Even if the flow rate momentarily drops down to nothing. You have to remember, those generators are only using 4.5 cubic meters of turbo fuel a minute. Like, yeah, there's 150 generators over there, but trying to not use the numpad for some reason. That's still just over the capacity of one of these pipes. And I've got two. So, non-issue. Alright, well, no, that's done. Why don't we do a little bit of exploring or something? Oh, it's telling me to go faster. Of course. Well, yeah, sure, why not? Train coming. In theory, I think I can get quite far away from the tracks. Without the connection dropping. Because I'm using a mod that basically increases the distance that you can fly away from certain things, and I think the tracks I made pretty high. Unfortunately, it's not high enough to get up there. You can see that already. But what I can do... Yeah, I cannot get any flight out of this at the moment. So let's just play it safe. And again, why not just play it a little safe? Okay, so we're up here now. Need to go up and around the edge over here. I think there's a way up. Maybe there's not. There is that up there, but that's fine. I'll just make my own path up. I'll just leave this one here. Great time. Great. Just absolutely great. Hey look, circuit boards that are actually circuit boards. I don't need any though. Heavy modular frames, I'm not exactly lacking, but sure, I'll take some. Oh yeah, why do I have 500 screws? I only need like... What was it? 200? Heat sinks. Can I manually craft them? Computers? Hey, there's some computers that aren't actually modeled as computers. What about you? More computers. I wonder if I was to pick them up and put them back down, they would probably place correctly, right? Like, I can't imagine they wouldn't. Is that not something I can manually craft? Oh, I just can't craft it at all. Okay. Oh, can't get that right now. Trains are running by underground. Here's one of the aluminum nodes. Literally right here. Well, bauxite. Same difference. I feel like this has changed a little bit, but maybe not. Oh, goody. All of that's over there. Yes. Why is this here? They really just want to make the Red Forest that horrible, eh? Let's go over this way. It's the wrong angle, sure, but... I can just build over this way at the same time, and back to where I need to be. All while going nowhere near the nastiness that is down below. I feel like this area has just gotten worse since Update 7. Pure aluminum, iron alloy, or fine black powder. We're going with pure aluminum, thanks. Alright, now to change this while I'm thinking about it. Recipe. Aluminum. That changes a bit. Yep. There we go. I now no longer need any silica. I'm making enough as it is. So that being said, I'm only making 10 aluminum casings and 10 aluminum sheets per minute. So that's not how that factory would actually go at the end of the day, but it's good enough for now just to have it there and waiting. By the way, this out here is the same way as the forest back there. Just get a little too close and radiation. So, yeah, nope. Forest down there is just a nasty place to be. Trying to remember where this was. Down there. Can you please? Thank you. back there further. Okay. So, slightly off. Alright, it'd be over there, wouldn't it be? Yeah, sure, that way. There it is. Actually, see, that's over where I'm mining up like coal and sulfur and stuff for the station that's down there. Yeah, there's the other bauxite node, and actually, there's a third. Does this get close enough? Nope. Cool. Neat. Yeah, I'm just gonna go here. Why not? Avoid the nastiness down below. And rather than do some actual chopping of trees,
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
do it this way. It's a hell of a lot more barren than I remember it being. Really just stop putting this away. And yet I did it again. Yep, there's the final bauxite node. There are some cats nearby, obviously. Yeah, there used to be like a bunch of foliage up here. Only foliage is over there, really. Hardly anything anymore. Just the dead trees. Really interesting. Really? All because of a slug. Not a slug, don't care. There's a cat up on one of the arches. We're good. Just as a reminder, while the hover pack does allow you to cancel out fall damage if you run out of power, you're required to be connected to a power source from the lighting change prior to prior to being able to do that. So like right now, if I press and hold spacebar, nothing happens. But if I was to press and hold spacebar after I disconnect from a grid, then it would give me the slow fall. Alright, well the bot said it's time for a break. I feel like I've done hardly anything this last hour, but that's okay. Not every stream has to be super productive when playing this game. I'm just gonna go up here. Just because. So yeah, I'm gonna make a quick save. Then I'm gonna go here and I am going to mute the damn game sound so I don't have to listen to those cats during my break. If I can remember what the right thing to do is. There we go. And yeah, I'm just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and, you know, get away from the computer for a few minutes. I'd love to know why the GPU utilization goes up when I'm tabbed out. That doesn't really make any sense. Here, I'll look upwards so it's in theory less. No kidding, it just went down. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to take a short break to stand up, stretch, get away from the computer for a few minutes, and, you know, all that good stuff. I am going to run some ads while I'm away. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads, and it ensures that the next hour of the stream will be completely ad-free, both of mid-rolls and pre-rolls. So, yeah. Garby? Alrighty, I am back, and I swear, I come back around to my computer, and the first thing I see is a hint of blue on my screen. Like, wait a minute, what? It's just the blue sky of the game. It was pretty clear almost immediately, but, you know, you just get a glimpse of blue on a Windows display, and it's immediately like, oh no. But no, no blue screens here. You would have known if there was a blue screen, because the stream would have died. Yay, single PC setups. Wouldn't have it any other way, though. This is just so much easier to manage. Flickering effect coming from the game currently, and I don't like it. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Just in time for an autosave. Alright, let's head back. Not much to do out here besides get irradiated. But, no thanks. Where did I actually come from? Was it over here? Looks like it. I don't remember actually jumping from one area to another like that, but I guess I did. Are these all pure nodes? Let's see. Resource nodes. Bauxite. Yeah, 3 pure nodes. Wait, no. 2 pure nodes and a normal node. The one that I didn't go to was a normal node. There is another pure node, but it's over much further away. Like I said, I'm not gonna... Did I actually... I'm not sure that I said this, but I'm not going to get started on this right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the grass down here was green. There wasn't a bunch of radioactive garbage down there. And there were trees and other stuff like that over there, not just over here. Interesting how it's changed. Oh yeah, at some point, no doubt, this finished. Tiered, insulated, like garbage. I can finally utilize the bauxite for stuff, but not right this second. So nice to be able to do that. The other thing that I really need to keep in mind when setting up factories going forward is that I am very quickly running out of resource nodes. And you might think, like, wait a minute, what do you mean? You haven't even used like half of the map. How are you running out of resource nodes? I have used most of the sulfur in the map. Like, if I go into the dynamic map, interactive map, whatever it is, and I enable sulfur, actually, I don't even need to enable it. There are 4 normal nodes left in the world that I have not utilized. That's it. There's 1 impure and 3 pure nodes, and I'm utilizing all of them, and there's 7 total normal nodes, and I'm using 3 of those as well. I need to be a lot more mindful of what I'm doing, and I need to probably reallocate some of the nodes that I'm already utilizing. by, you know, overclocking and reallocating from there, splitting off outputs and such. Because otherwise, I'm just going to run out of nodes. Now, of course, turbo vermers would help, but they're a little ways off. You've already reserved this block, you bastard. Yeah, as soon as that train left the station, it had already reserved a path through that block, so I had to wait for it. Hopefully this following distance even isn't too close. But yeah, as I said, I have to keep in mind what I'm utilizing and how much I'm utilizing of it, because otherwise I'm just going to run out of certain nodes and I won't be able to go any further without refactoring regardless. Of course, going forward as well, one of the things that I'll want to do is set up more fuel generation. And that's part of the reason why I'm running out of sulfur. Because I keep making turbo fuel. And guess what turbo fuel needs? Sulfur. It also needs coal, which I'm not doing too great on either. Better, perhaps, but not great. I'm using 5 of the 6 impure coal nodes and 13 of the 14 pure coal nodes. Normal nodes, it's 14 of 29. So, not a ton of coal left either. How am I doing on? I've used 2 of 11 normal nodes. That's it. So, not too bad on the quartz. But sulfur is the big one. Sulfur is the one that's like, I'm really using basically everything I'm overusing what I'm using currently, and I need to kind of cut back and just overclock miners so that I free up some of the sulfur nodes. That being said, I honestly don't know what I want to do tonight. I'm still undecided on that. Because I didn't plan ahead for any factories besides the project part that I didn't do. Because I decided let's just get to phase 4. I don't have aluminum ready, I don't have radio control units ready. I don't have a factory planned out for that. I could go exploring. Could load up an explorer with some of the items that I need for unlocking stuff. Could spend some time setting up a power suit, actually. Not a terrible way to do it. Maybe split the rest of the stream between that. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but stuff that's going to happen one way or another if I'm going to go forward with this save. But again, technically I've already, well, unless you really consider building the other project part factory as a necessity, I've already satisfied the goal. Because this was an incentive playing Update 8. And I said I would only guarantee playing through Phase 3. And I've done that. Just double tapped space to try and stop flying. What is this, Minecraft? No, that's why it didn't work, actually. I will say, at the rate that tonight is going, really, that was not that steep. At the rate that tonight is going, I don't think I'm going to be playing this again on Wednesday. I keep going back to the fact that I owe you guys, at this point, 2 LEGO build streams, because, well, I can't afford to do the one that I was going to do as part of the incentive, so I need to do another one in its place for the time being and do the one that I can't afford currently at a later date. What's up, Evil? Annoying to do. Those can be manually crafted at least, as can those. Oh, but that requires aluminum stuff. I mean, technically I could just buy them. How much would it be for 100? 16 plus 14, so 30? Yeah, Evil, I heard about that. What's it called? Like, MF Ghost or something like that? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm aware. It is MF Ghost. Cool. I remembered something about an anime. Woo. Yep. Just gonna avoid that. So what would I actually... I could do that. I would need to get 200 of those, though, which, I mean, is not that big of a deal. But, I mean, that's not terrible. Ah, gotcha, Evil. Yeah, I know at some point I had seen something about it. Already knew by that point that, yeah, it was a sequel. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense then. Go get some of the stuff for this. Just because. It will take a while to get it all crafted, but I can do that while I do other stuff. I can't craft a MAM at the moment, though, so we're not going to worry about that right this second. And now you can probably tell why I wanted a empty inventory. Empty inventory. Because I knew that it was going to get filled with stuff for this pretty quickly. Damn you! Oh, even better. Both of them are going to pass by before I can get up there. Oh wait, I can literally just do this. Go faster! This is still faster than running there. I can't run at 100 kilometers per hour. In-game or in real life. Computers. Go. I don't need any of you. Don't need any of you. Just need that. Why the hell not? You know, Evil, there is something I could say, but I'm not gonna say it, but you can probably guess what I'm gonna say based off of that. Not gonna say it, but yeah, you can probably guess. I can't for me. Yeah. Regardless, though, that would be nice at times, but that would also kind of ruin, like, why do you need a car if you can just run that fast? Cars are still better, but, like, justifies cars more by not being able to run that fast. Also, imagine running. I don't think I've genuinely, like, done a sprint of any sort in a long while. You could justify a faster car. Not on public roads, really, not. I couldn't, because I'm actually sensible. Don't need hundreds of horsepower if you're just going to be driving around on public roads. Kills all of your speed using the hover pack. As glad as I am to have the hover pack, just like to point out, technically I could have had some form of flight ages ago, and possibly even some form of hovering, simply by just, well, making a power suit. But, look, right? I don't really want to make a power suit unless I can make the top tier one. That being said, I think I need adaptive control units for the top tier one. Oh no, a car only has 300 horsepower. What a tragedy. Definitely need to mod that to make it have stupid amounts of horsepower. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that train of thought there, that line of thinking. Something along those lines. You gotta be so stupid. Too much. You get to see some of my wonderful temporary setups for auto crafting things like this. I think control was getting stuck. Yeah, I don't need the one that's clipping into the hillside. It's not over there. Let's see. Adaptive control units. Adaptive control units. Adaptive control units. I would like video now, not just audio while frozen on a single frame. Yeah, Twitch. How dare you? Whatever. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to be able to fit all of these into the manufacturers. Okay. There we go. take all this again. And that one's a little bit higher, but so well. So what? It's fine where it is. Just use Mark 5 belts. Because it doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. Also, did the MAM research finish? I try when the autosave's about to kick in. Right, I think it went a while ago, but I didn't have the materials on me to actually check it. Diluted package fuel. Ooh. Ooh. Why are you making me choose? Normally it doesn't require copper. Is that actually worth it though? I mean, instead of 21 to 14, you're now getting 20 to 15, but with extra copper thrown in. I think I'm gonna go for diluted fuel, because, I mean, diluted fuel is just really good. Alright. No hard drives. Well... Now I have a hard drive. There. This is gonna be annoying to split up. Okay. And then like that. Don't need much extra space for the circuit boards. The other stuff, absolutely. Clear inventory now, so I can actually go back to just, you know, not emptying my inventory constantly. One last thing, though, to grab, and that is that. By the way, how many tickets have we made? 3! I grabbed more computer-related components, so that's going to take a while to recover. Yet again! Yeah, 3 whole tickets, I know, right, Emil? these up. Actually, you know what? Let's do this differently. Let's do this. I get to hear all of them power on at the same time. From 28,957 to 29,696. Yeah, each one of these is sucking back 184.7 megawatts. Yeah, it's a fair amount. You know, do I even need to have an output inventory? No, but I'm gonna make one. Need more power? I agree, and that's why I accepted the diluted fuel recipe. Because diluted fuel is good. Let's see. Organization, storage container. What a pain in the ass. There we go. Already crafted 2 sets. Soon to be 3? Soon to be 3. Don't blink or you miss it. Okay, maybe not literally, but like it pretty quick. Pretty quick. Alright, well that'll take a while. How fast actually does it craft? 2.5 per minute. So I'm crafting 10 per minute. That'd take 20 minutes. Not that bad. Blinked and you missed it. That was one hell of a blink, Evil. Alright, anyway. The a bunch of drop pods I haven't done. There's one up there that I haven't done. Really? No requirements, and I haven't done it. I don't want to go. That requires power, heat sinks. When do I unlock heat sinks again? I genuinely feel like I should have already unlocked them. Aeronautical? No? Not really in tier 8. Yeah, advanced aluminum production. Okay. Well, I mean, they're tied to cooling systems, so that's fine. Technically, I could unlock this right now. Ah, gotcha, Evil. 50, 100, 200. I already forgot, because I got distracted there. 50, 100, 200. Okay. 50. 100, 200. And now just a bunch of copper wire. As opposed to Caterium wire. AKA just wiring, quick wire. One, two, three. There, just like that. Ah, nice, Evil. Very nice. Sounds delicious. Anything else I can reasonably get? No. No. I mean, technically, but I'm not interested at this point. It would get me more inventory space. I need the gas filters, though. And I could also unlock aeronautical engineering. I mean, sure, why not? Is this the way that you should do it? No, this is not the way you should do it. To be clear. You should not waste your tickets on buying resources to unlock stuff like this. But, on the other hand, I have tons of tickets, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep playing this game for, this particular save. So, let me submit what I do have. Okay, so I technically don't need any more aluminum that, but I do need that, I do need that. Oh, I already had, well, that's fine. I think I need them for the power suits anyway. Yeah, like I said, I had like 200 tickets at the beginning of the stream. I'm really not concerned about that, especially when, again, as I literally just said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue playing this save for. I've gotten through Phase 3. Phase 4 is kind of one of those things where it's just like, it exists. It's technically the end of the game, but it's only the end of the game because the game isn't at 1.0 yet. And so this is all that's there for the time being. And when you consider that the last set of, the last project parts for Phase 3, you only needed in the hundreds for most of it. Versatile framework was 2,500, sure, but you've been crafting those for how long at this point? That should not be an issue in the slightest. Versus this, 4,000, 4,000, 1,000, and 1,000. As a reminder, the cheapest item, the one that we needed the fewest of in Phase 3, was only 100. Not 1,000. So... no. 28. So that's that, and then I want my 3 stacks otherwise. No, no, and no. Need to make pasta. Pasta of the nuclear variety. I mean, just as a reminder, I put way less time into the game in Update 5 when I played this last year, otherwise known as. I don't know why otherwise known as specifically, but regardless, when I played Update 5 last year on stream, I got through and started making... I got through quite a ways and started making these, the assembly director systems, and that was what killed my interest, was making them. I got Turbo Vroomer set up and everything. Is there anything else? I mean, there's that, obviously. You're already good. You're already good. That's why 0. No. You're set. No and no. Technically, I could do this, but again, I'm just not interested in uranium at this moment in time. So this is the only other thing. So I need 50 more of them and 100 supercomputers. That gets expensive real quick. Alright, I'm gonna go put my 45 tickets back, and oh look, I still have 160 tickets. Where am I going? Good framework. Put that in there. How are we doing? It's not been 20 minutes yet. It's been like 10 minutes at most. Which, yeah, about 10 minutes. Going approximately the wrong damn direction. I mean, you're not wrong. There we go, over halfway. Alright, I mean, there's really not much more for me to do. Again, I could go and, start on this, but... legitimately, the only thing that I gain of use from doing this is the control rods. 'Cause I'm not touching uranium right now. The only way I'm touching uranium is if I decide to go full in on Phase 4. Those two are already set, and that's already set. Just waiting on those. I guess I should start looking into, well, I mean, I should start looking into this, except, oh wait, I can't actually do anything while I'm scanning hard drives. Module base component. The pay-to-win module base. Yeah, I should research that. I need some more quick wire, though. Well, since I'm waiting for stuff anyway, let me go get more quick wire. Right, up here. How far can I actually fly? Not very. Oh? There we go. What's up, static? You know, I think the power towers get treated like power pole Mark 1s. And so they have really short ranges. Because, like, look at how close I have to be to actually pick up a signal from them. Is Evil trying to make you play a drinking game? I mean, if he is, he's not going to succeed at getting me to drink any alcohol, that's for sure. But no, I don't believe he is. Grab some more of that. And way more of that. If you're wondering why, like, you have a hover pack, why don't you just hover above the lines? Well, you can see, for one, there's a dead zone in the middle. I keep finding. Okay. And 2, hover packs are kind of slow. Is why I'm not using it that much. Like, yeah, I have a hover pack now, except it's only really useful when you want to hover, because it's too slow for regular movement. So yay lag coming into this area. I love that fog. Gets me right down into the 40 FPS range. Still a better frame rate than I'd get playing laggy Skylines. I really don't need anything here. I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, fair enough, Eagle. Okay, so it's just another 500. Any of these other ones require steel? I mean, a little, but not really. That's protein based. That requires SAM ore. That's really expensive, but it gets you a lot of components in return. Yeah, I mean, Evil, I would hope that it doesn't, but that also assumes I'm gonna play Truck Sim again anytime soon, which, maybe, maybe not. Don't know what else I'd use the wheel for at this point. Yeah, right? Fog used to help your frame rate. No, in the modern days, not so much. It's honestly still kind of amazing to me just how much frame rate I lost switching to Update 8. And no, it's not just because of global illumination and whatnot. You know, it's not just because of the RT stuff. It's just UE5 in general is that much more demanding. And my poor wimpy little 2080 Ti can't handle it. Trackmania with a wheel static? That's... not sure about that. I mean, if anything, if I was going to be using my wheel and, you know, racing against other people, it would be an Assetto, but, that's not happening through the rest of the year. Better idea? I mean, Truck Sim would be the answer, but I'm just... having tried out the latest update, I'm not massively a fan of the handling model. It's great for realism. I drive like a moron, though, because my truck has 2,000 horsepower. ARC released their UE5 version and devours systems like the original did in 2015. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's fair, Static. Yeah, I mean, like, at the end of the day, I'm extremely lucky to have a 2080 Ti in the first place, but it's just not a card that you want to use in this day and age if you want the game to look nice and perform well. Yeah, I got what you mean, Evil. Like, it's a shame, but that's just the reality of the situation. A 2080 Ti is not good enough compared to 30 and 40 series. It's still a damn good card, though. Yeah, even 4090 struggle with UE5 things. I wanted this thing. There. Well, the one thing I know for sure is that I don't think this is... I have no clue, actually, what engine it's running on. But, you know, everybody as of late is playing Cities Skylines 2. But, yeah, not interested. And I'll tell you what, I have spent, like, less than 15 hours in the original. And, yeah, part of that was computer performance just being suboptimal back then. But that's not all of it. And given the way that Cities Skylines 2 is running, yeah, no interest. No talking? Cool. We're going to go over to here and launch that. Any talking? Well, not during an autosave.
Milestone reached. With the new hazmat suit and iodine-infused filters, you will be protected against uranium-based radiation.
Cool.
Milestone reached. Aerial transport of resources is now possible with the use of drones, ideal for shipping across long distances or difficult terrain. Ensure the presence of batteries at drone ports for optimal results. A new project part enables progress to the next phase.
Sure does. Alright, is that all of them?
Milestone reached. The object scanner can now find underground wells which can be pressurized to extract resources such as nitrogen, water, and oil. Nitrogen will contribute
I've already
to
knocked
more
out Tier
advanced
7
parts.
in its entirety. By the way, yes, again, you can do that thing where you basically just fill out a milestone and then switch to another milestone and fill that out and, you know, just so on and so forth and stack them like that. Probably not an intended feature, but it should be, because let's be real, if you can ship multiple things off at the same time, just let us do it, right? So that's why I was waiting. I could have just sent them all and it probably would have been fine, but like, the pod will return now in 15 minutes. Probably should have saved the powersuit for last. Speaking of the powersuit, let's go over here. And it requires 50 adaptive control units. You know, that's not bad. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Oh, there's new things popping up. Now have access to resource wells. Nothing there. Nothing there. Transport. The drones. Ready for drones? Because I'm not making them. I do not like drones. I do not like the fact that they are exclusively battery powered. I do not like dealing with the batteries. And they're so damn limited. They're for very specific use cases. I just have no interest. Also, I think I got more inventory space as well, which is awesome. Even though I don't really need to do this, I'm gonna do this. And then that. That's not that bad. Yeah, maybe static, but no, in vanilla you just have to try and ride on the top of it, which usually doesn't go well. Oh god, Evil, that sounds horrible. Time for another break. Fair enough, I guess. I didn't even have a connection to power. Okay. Nice static. You. You. And you. Except, as the bot said, it's time for a break, so we're not going to do that right now. Let's see. Over to here. I mean, Evil, isn't that like 99% of games released nowadays? Oh, apparently I couldn't actually mute the game while it was auto-saving. Interesting. Yeah, it's not something I really ever dabbled in either. Saw it played a little bit, but never touched with it myself. Never touched on it myself, and never really saw much of it either. Just a little. Anyway, there should have been a hard drive as well. Oh, it's still scanning. Well, it'll be done scanning by the time the break is over. Anyway, speaking of the break, it's time for a break. I'm going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer. Been to my streams at any point in like the last 2 years, you know the drill. I'm going to run some ads while I'm away. It's the only time during the stream that I do so. And by running them now, it ensures that there will be no pre-rolls for the next hour of gameplay, so the gameplay will be completely ad-free. Yeah, BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and I noticed as I started the break that we are officially into the time of year where I start suffering because the heat's on. I did notice earlier today that somebody had finally flipped the switch on the thermostat downstairs to finally put it into heat mode, opposed to just being off like it was all summer. We don't have central air or anything, that's why I have the window unit for air conditioning, but yeah, somebody finally put the heat on, and maybe it was on last night, I don't know, but I only just noticed it now, and that's unfortunate for me because I have well, hell, how much power am I drawing right now? 387 watts. Now that's not just my computer, that's at least one of the displays. But yeah. I've got a space heater already in my room. I don't need more heat necessarily, and it tends to dump in a ton of dry heat into every room in the house. And I mean dry. I really just need to close the heat register, but it also involves crawling into a corner of my room because there's so much shit in here. But I have to leave that corner open because that's where the heat register is. I have to crawl back there through all the cobwebs, I'm sure, and close it off. Sends humidity to ARPO. Yeah, it's actually so bad. Just fun fact, it's so bad that I have a humidifier that I've used, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best humidifier. It's old. It doesn't work that well. It's probably not much more effective than just putting a bowl of water somewhere in my room, but it doesn't help. It like maybe improves it by up to 5%, but that's also when it's down sometimes into the teens in terms of percentage humidity, so it's not good. Anyway, enough about my suffering. Get back to the game. I looked up to the sky and got an autosave as a result. I could hear an autosave go off while I was on break, mind you, because I could hear the coil wind stop. And yeah, I mean, this one's not bad, but I'll pass. Where are you? There you are. Finally, it'd been 15 minutes, eh? Oh, right. I don't know. I'm just gonna put the ones into their own stacks. Actually, that. No! Okay. And then just split that as well and put that over there, and we'll just deal with those later, and then do this again. And then there's all of these. Oh goody. Not what I meant to do. Trying to figure all this out on the fly, and it's going well. Okay. I mean, are you sure about that, Evil? Granted, I don't say exactly where I live, so... Evil might know, at least roughly. Most people wouldn't actually know if it snowed over the weekend where I am or not. Those are ghost icons, mind you. Don't find them. They get refreshed eventually. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have leftovers at some point here. Or at least I'm gonna have leftovers of these. So what I should do is probably just do this. Alright, this one. Eh, close enough, Evil. Since I started this one so much further ahead of the others, I should probably just throw these all into here. Alright, what else do I need now that that's done? Probably have most of the things, but I think I needed radio control units, right? Yeah, so those radio control units and supercomputers, 25 of each, plus a suit framework. I have 5 and 5. That's enough, right? Oh, I put my tickets away, didn't I? That's more than I need, of course. That's what I buy. That's what's available to me. Only about halfway, right? Yeah. Wouldn't be too long though. I swear these hard drives do not feel like they're going that fast. Rust boots are nice and everything, but where's one of the things that I want? Here they are. U-Jelly Boots module. Protects the wearer from all fall damage. Oh, I need some of that protective weave garbage. It's right here. Coal, fabric, and polymer resin. Of course, I wouldn't just happen to have any on hand, right? Yeah. I'd rather just buy the fabric, honestly. What else do I need? It was coal and polymer resin. I don't think I have any polymer resin on hand. 5 and 10. Okay. That's annoying. It's only made from oil. there's some oil somewhere in the desert, but not a lot. No, that's just getting all of those. Well, the one thing is I don't think I'm making any amount of polymer resin out there. I can actually check. But did I accepted more. Accepted more of this, didn't I? But did I actually mark it off? I don't remember. I know I did diluted fuel. I don't remember beyond that though. Let's see. Electronics and power with alternates. The oil's down there. Heavy oil residue, rubber. No, I'm not making any there. And the only place that I can think of where I'm actually making it, I'm making specific amounts. Damn it. Can't just buy polymer resin, right? Doesn't look like it. I guess that does a global search. Okay. Nope, can't just buy it. Not surprised. Turbo blend fuel. That's in a blender. Screw that. I think cooling devices are pretty good, but I mean turbo blend fuel. Okay, well, I do kind of want to get that set up sooner rather than later. I can't do it right now. There's something else I was making. Alright, that. Well. So you mean like all the project parts evil? Because technically they fall into that category. Oh, I need 10 circuit boards apparently. Didn't realize I had missed that fact. Those are shit because they're niche though. I mean, fair. Gonna take 48 seconds. Seriously, did I get all the alternate recipes that I should have? It was pure aluminum. Diluted fuel, turbo blend fuel. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think I just heard a bug over in the window with the air conditioner in it. Buzzing against the plastic, that's always great. I don't know why I tried using the button for that. That was kind of silly. Alright. One power suit get. Except it does me no good at the moment because the suit is empty. Oh, I know why it's... No? How are you generating power? You're not burning... No. Wait, how are you generating power? Does it just generate power by default? Maybe? Doesn't do me any good at the moment though, because again, no modules. Have to work on that. Speaking of which, let's go make some resin. Bonk. Wait, I placed that down backwards. Can I go super speed if I do this? I know I can't go above 120, so it's completely pointless to do this, but still. If anything, I've actually just made it harder for myself because I now have a really long train that I've got to get through an intersection that fortunately no other trains are coming through at the moment. It was pointless, but it was fun. Yeah, let's go with that. Actually, screw it, full send. That one car was empty. Interesting. Remember this setup? What a mess. But it works! Alright, crude oil. Yes, I know there are those over there. However, there's more this away. Quite a ways away. By the way, while I'm here, power consumption is stable. You can see when that kicked off. Excellent. Oh, evil. That's a way to spend time. Yes. Yay, it's shallow enough to do that. You know, there's one thing that I kind of forgot to consider. Sounds like fun, evil? I can just do this. The fuck was that sound? I'm just gonna assume it was one of the cats out in the hallway and move on with my life, because I don't want to think about if that was something potentially in my room otherwise. That's it right there. No, it didn't come from where my bed is, evil. Came over closer to the door, which is why I think it was probably one of the cats or something. God, I've missed having access to this. What the bed wants you to think? Sure. Might as well. That's making 40 fuel per minute. How much does this consume? 12? I think it's 12. Let's actually turn that down to 36, and then that'll go to 54, and then I can turn this down to 54. Do you mind? Evil is saying things in chat. No, I clearly want it off this output. Damn it, game. Sure, industrial storage container. Why not? Well, at least one of them is valid. What a nuisance. And then let's just put a small sink right here. definitely just gonna work right off the bat, and yep, there we go. Wouldn't be checked until later and context would be forgotten. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think this stacks up to 200. I'm gonna take 50. Well, oh, I'm making 36, aren't I? Here. Back stuff more. Only outputting 36 per minute. Really not a lot. I guess that also gives me more time to get the polymer resin, though. That's an extra 450 megawatts, mind you. I did a bit of overclocking also. I definitely just heard something up in either the ceiling or in the wall. Well, that's nice. Old houses are great. Now the roof's haunted. Yeah. The roof is haunted. Let's go with that. They'll suck. I don't know why I keep trying to click it out of the crafter. Not how that works. That be it? 72. Yeah, I figured as much. I didn't actually pay attention as to whether or not that was correct, believe it or not. I just figured, yeah, probably that. And it was. So you're full. You're full. You're not full. You're not even close. Where am I going with this? Right here. Yay, it actually let me do that. Almost got a full stack of polymer resin. Gonna let this one back stuff and then let that one back stuff as well. And then a little bit of back stuffing here before turning them all on. Just because that will allow it to actually run efficiently. And we can just add an extra 600 megawatts of power production to over there. Temporarily, at least. In theory, if I keep playing, I'm gonna take this node and the other ones in the area and basically just do all power production with turbo fuel. But I was waiting until I got the blender so I could get the blender recipes for turbo fuel. And, yeah, we've got them now. Well, I've got turbo blend fuel at least. Out of curiosity, I was to just quickly clone this and say go for turbo fuel. Maximize on like that. Yeah, 480 oil, sure. Get 320 polymer resin per minute, but I could get 1,000 turbo fuel out of 480 crude oil. Diluted fuel in the blender and compacted coal, as per normal, just makes regular old turbo fuel. Really, that's the best way for it. Needs 853 sulfur per minute and that much coal as well. So, yeah. Move that from there because they're just not necessary. How back stuffed are we on this? Not very. Very exciting, this, I know. I could, in theory, pass the time going around and collecting things, but, well, yeah, sure. That's not actually what I wanted to do, but... We're good on hard drives. I've already gotten all the hard drives from this area, even the ones up there. So, that is a non-issue at this point. There we go, now it's actually filling. Or, you know, it's being funny about the fill rate, drain rate. Nonsense. I wonder if I can fit in a valve right in that little section, just to try and prevent some of the backflow. Oh, I found it the wrong way. Put one there, not that it makes much of a difference. Of course, I can't get one in there. Can't get one in there either. That will at least prevent a little bit of backflow through some of the pipes. Like, these shouldn't be able to backflow anymore. These should only be able to fill, in theory. But I've also not really liked doing that because they always seem to be weird, and then I delete pipes accidentally. Alright, well, this is good enough as is. There we go. Also convenient for getting back, apparently. Setting these power towers up. And then the one is just submerged in the water. Mildly amusing. $43,800. bad. Not bad at all. Just a moth attacking your monitor. I love when that happens. Maybe not always a moth, but just any sort of insect. Besides that, ah yes, this monitor seems like a perfect place to be. Especially when you're looking directly where it decides to land. Had that happen at some point in the last day or so. I think that's all I need for the moment for stuff that I've been doing, at least. I don't think I need to catch or pick up anything on my way back. Yeah, exactly, evil. So I was looking at my side display and something landed on a small gnat or something annoying. So I just went to flick it because honestly I didn't give a damn. And it managed to dodge and flew away. And okay, well, guess you get to live for a little bit longer. Yep. You give up and it shows up again. Well, insect that I was referring to actually didn't do that, but you know, just how it is sometimes. Bonk. Exactly. We've got our own living areas, just keep to them. I feel like I always go around the long way if I'm doing that. Ooh, instant scrap, you say? Yeah, sure. Loud. Right. You. Cruise and 4 protected. How do I actually craft that stuff? Not that I necessarily want to. Where is it? There it is. Exactly that way. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be over here, isn't it? Yep. Oh, because I ran out of quickfire. I was gonna say, like, how am I gonna not be able to craft more than 3? That's how. Okay, Light modules, no, protection, that's the one. I need screws. Of course I need screws. Well, fortunately, I'm not getting screwed by screws because I just so happen to have this giant, not so giant, but big enough screw factory over here that is doing absolutely nothing other than providing me tickets. Yeah, whatever. Why is somebody hammering on something right now? Almost 11 o'clock at night. Also, I got instant scrap, didn't I? Instant... shield module thing is needed. Need SAM ore and automated wiring and crystal oscillators. Thanks, I hate both of them. I guess, Evil. Research this. You know, let's not waste the purple. Just occurred to me, that's going to be a good amount of power generation right there. I don't know why I jumped. They're honestly not that bad, are they? Need another 5, though. One thing I've not spent too much time on is collecting power slugs, so... I've actually... not that bad on that front. Oh right, I need a lot more of that. I need more quick wire. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. Let's go for a run. Something I would never say IRL. Bonk. Apparently I'm flying now. Yay, hands off keyboard. So wonderful. As my chair squeaks in the background. Yeah, I got nothing at the moment. Not that that's any different from most of the stream. Still. I just got nothing. Unfortunately, this isn't hands-free. Oh good, you decided to walk that way this time. Means I can actually maintain my speed up here. Not a lot of speed, mind you, but I think it's enough. Pretty faster than walking most of the time, at least. Ah, fun, evil. I've needed, well, different type, but I've needed a new chair for quite a while. Technically, I think the bearing on this one is shot, and to be fair, it's quite old. Yeah, just take all of that, why not? But more important things to budget for. $2023 in a nutshell for me. You absolute fucking asshole. Fair enough, evil. Yeah, I mean, if it still works, does it really need replacing? But I mean, same time. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes not, but sometimes yes. Yawn. Fair enough, evil. I mean, that's half of the reason why I need a new chair of this type. Parts are wearing out. But also at the same time, I'm not nearly as in need of a new chair as you might be. For obvious reasons. There! Now I have all the quick wire. Oh yeah, I just left this sitting, didn't I? Yeah, I mean, I would say, Evil, that you can just look over here for the autosave indicator, but I mean, also, it requires you actually being able to see it, which, really, I'm one off. I'm one off, and that's specifically because of, the smart splitter I set up just a little bit earlier. Right, even or static. I know who's who. You. Well, yeah, I get that, but I want to see how much it actually produces. I don't have any moment. Alright, well, I can mess around with that a little bit more. There's not much to do with it at the moment, but Yay, powersuit. It's actually worse than what I have currently because there's no flight. Guys. Could it be worse? I guess it could be. Satisfactory, tab back in, look up to the sky because it requires less resources at that point. Oh god, yeah, that would be worse. Anyway, in case it's not obvious, it's time for another break. Last break of the stream. Because, well, I stopped around midnight, so that's why. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, get away from the computer. While I'm on break, I should run a hard drive. You know, I haven't been doing that much as of late. Yeah, it is a good time for you to go fetch your laundry, Static. It's a good time for anybody else to go do things that they need to do, because I'm going to be running some ads during this break. The only time during the stream that I run ads, it makes sure that there are no pre-rolls for the next hour, and that means no ads during the next hour of gameplay, period. Which is why I do it. So, yeah. Hear me? Alrighty, I am back, and let's just jump straight back into it, right as a fucking autosave is about to start. Because of course it is! Not your stream evil, it's the autosave. That timing, every single time. Okay, so let's switch back to this and get out of the inventory. I want to see. I got rid of all of that. Still generating 100. Now, does this mean I only generate... Takes a minute to update. Wait, I get that. So if I just get one more. Because in case it's not obvious. Another one. In case it's not obvious, you cap out at 100 megawatts. Now, if I was to craft another, need 5 more of them. It does say that there are diminishing gains. I know that. Not my first time through with this mod, after all. But I should still be able to get like 170, 180 megawatts with 3, I would think. Ah, I see. No, there's still... It's still the same factor, it's just efficiency. I see. Come on, update. Oh, shit. I mean, these were silly before. I'm not gonna lie. I have a total of 194 right now, but if I put in another one... I go up to 200. And I can go back down to 6 on this. Because it's not going to change anything. Right? Like, I can put the entirety of those 2 in there, and it's not going to change anything. Okay, it will change something. Never mind. Thought it wouldn't change anything, but it did. $80 megawatts. What if I go up to 15 on that? Still 80. What if... I'd love to know how that happens. What about now? Still 50 slug in factor. It's not dropping from 80 at this point. Can I get even lower? Not that one. Hello? I did not want to close that UI. Would 6 be acceptable? No, it just starts to drop off at that point. What if I then threw another 6 in here? Again, why do you do that? Almost. Seven? There we go. Except I'm gonna make it 8 because I'd rather it be 8 than 7, honestly. And there we go. Now I have 300 megawatts of power generation. For a total of 340. It's not the best, but it is what it is. OC supercomputer. Not gonna bother with that yet. Let's go back to this. Zapline power tap module. I could get the fuel module for more power generation, and if I find myself needing more, I might go down that route. But for right now, I don't care. Fuel generator, I want. That requires that versus this requires. Also requires Mercer spheres. How many would I actually need, I guess, is the question. Protection. Under protection. 1, 2. I don't even really need the shields, actually, do I? I don't need the shields. I don't need the fall damage because that. Heat. How do you get hurt by heat? Physical damage. I'm on retaliate. I don't need the shields that badly. And thanks to this, I can literally just get integrated hazmat and gas mask. So yeah, that's really all I need. I need one of them, a gas mask, and 5 gas filters. Do I have any gas filters somewhere? Cole, you can go back in there. I don't know what I'm doing. What else is new? Don't have any filters. Can I at least make a gas mask? Filters require coal. I'm short on fabric, of course. I don't actually know how much I need, but I'm just gonna do that, because it's not that big of a deal. Get one of these. I'm right back to that issue, and I need a module. Again, I could make it, but like, do I really want to go deal with that? Not overly. I'm just saving myself time. Then you require one of them and 5 of them. Well, of some aluminum and some more of that. I mean, I need 5, right? Okay, so I just need more aluminum sheets. Probably get 2 sets, because I think they're fairly cheap as well. Sheets. Those are cheap. 4 tickets for 400 sheets? That's nothing. What isn't nothing, though, is how many damn hammerings? How long it takes to craft a hazmat suit. Oh, right, I needed more of that. And rubber? Yes, I'm doing that because I don't feel like traveling to get more rubber. It's not that I don't have the rubber for it, I just don't feel like traveling to get it. Spacebar is unnecessary. Now, can I craft any of them right off the bat? Almost certainly not. Oh yeah, you. I need protective weave for that. Did I got... What did I get the whatever. Seriously though, what did I craft the protective weave for before? Just to research that? Yeah. It's not under here, is it? No, because it's under here. But I don't have what I need. Because I'm missing the polymer resin. Right. I'm running in circles because I keep not paying attention. Out of rubber again. God damn it. Give me 2 of them. Give me 2 of them, because I'm sure I'll need them. Don't really care at this point. I could easily make... Okay, maybe I couldn't easily make... I mean, I have that and that. I could easily make more fabric if I wanted to. There, I have 1 of them. This I need the gas mask, and this I need the hazmat suit and the 5 filters. How many filters do I need? Okay, so I can convert... Not you. I can convert 5 of these to be this and be fine. And I need a gas mask. And a hazmat suit. And then I also need some more quick wire. Kelly. At tier 2. Really though. Why does this require motors? Is that it? Didn't feel like it went on that long this time. Anyway, thank you for the tier 2 resubscription. 44 months. Still, I believe, the longest streak on the channel. Kelly was not the first subscriber, but I think he's the only one who's maintained it for that long. I'm not sure there's anybody else, besides myself, obviously, that is into the 40-some months. Only the prologue. I'm afraid of when the rest of the story will come. And yes, to be clear, I do have a subscription to my own channel because it's not 2014 anymore. Twitch just gives those to us for free. And I just automatically get a tier 3 lifetime sub. Because that's how it should be. Amazing that's not how it was originally. Remember the days when you had to buy yourself a sub to your own channel? I remember those days. Anyway, long time ago that. Yeah, I don't think anybody else is into the 40-some month range. Not that I really blame people. After all, half your money is going to Twitch, so... If you want to subscribe, but you don't really care about getting the benefits of subscribing, you might as well just give me, like, $60 a year, and call it good enough. Nice static. Is it 60? Yeah, 12 times 5. It's close enough. I would say it's the cost of a new game, but not anymore. Some new games. I don't have the mask or suit modules. I've only got the one for each. Alright, there we go. I don't know why I'd want to use all this, because you can just access stuff from there and it's much better. But yeah, I believe, if I remember correctly, let me just verify this. Okay, I guess that got turned back on, because usually I say no to that. I'd rather the suit just not care about that, but apparently those do absolutely nothing for me right now. But... give me more height. Good enough. No fall damage. So as long as I'm wearing the suit, no fall damage. I hit tilde instead of escape. Flight modules. I have to start from the very top, eh? It requires researching the thrusters too. Helmet goes on your back. I mean, it's a full suit though, static, so it's kind of understandable. I need more than one. Need 4. Was Blade Runners. 20 silica. Yeah, I know it's visibly a helmet icon. It's silica. Okay, research this. Of course, it's a shame that I can't do research at the same time as researching a hard drive. One or the other. Mid-air refueling module. I mean, that's not a bad thing to have, but... Integrated jetpack. Hover jetpack. Yeah, so this is ultimately what I want. However, it's a ways off, apparently, so that's awesome. Really packaged coolant, use modular frames and cooling systems. I can't just buy them, right? Cooling system and fused modular frames. Yes, I can just buy them. Okay. I need a jetpack and 3 thrusters. Well, I'm out of thrusters, so, I'm out of screws. 4 thrusters. One nice thing about the flight suit as well, flight suit, whatever the suit is, whatever you want to call it, you can see my speed. What am I doing? I think it was 3 of these. And a jetpack. Yeah, just craft it, because I'm going to need to make another one just to make the, well, I don't know. Make another one anyway. I think I have one already. Actually, I might not. Oh, and I need the module. I'll just make 2 sets. Why not? There we go. And yeah, see, it requires another jetpack. Do I have a jetpack? No. Does this require a jetpack? Yes. No, it requires the module, which requires a jetpack. Okay, so, and that requires a hover pack. So I need 2 hover packs and 2 jetpacks. Fortunately, I don't have the materials for any of that. Or at least not the jetpack. I need more rubber. But I can make 2 hover packs, interestingly enough. What am I running out of? Oh. No sheets. That's fine. Yes, I know. Technically, I now have 3 hover packs, which is more than I actually need. But, I want to keep one. It's fairly cheap. And I'm using it a fair amount, so just do that. Rather than traveling to get more like I should. Hopefully I can just go straight into the hover pack, but I get the feeling that I can't. Not quite. Aluminum products. Again, this is not the way you should play the game. You should not just buy all the resources that you need, but I'm just trying to get this suit up and running. That way the next time I play this, I just have it ready to go. Now I need 2 of those modules, among other things. Is it integrated jetpack? Autosave? As opposed to the hover jetpack? Integrated jetpack and integrated hover pack, yes. So I'm missing the 3 thrusters. There, I'm missing plastic. I'm missing plastic and 3 thrusters, which I can easily just craft. What am I missing on the jetpack? Plastic, of course. Everything needs plastic. I'll just do the same that I did for the rubber. Amazing to think that I started the stream with over 200 tickets. Now I'm down to like 100 left. Okay, there's that jetpack. I don't have either of the modules yet. Why? Integrated jetpack. Integrated hover pack. And then that's those 2 pieces. But now I need 50 package coolant, 10 fused modular frames, and 20 cooling systems. Have none of that over here, and I think package coolant is not something I can necessarily get through here. That's going to be interesting to say the least, because I believe that's a research component, yeah. Packaged heavy oil, packaged water, and aluminum scrap. You are kidding me. I don't think I can buy any of that. Buy an empty fluid tank. And an empty canister. What do I use an empty fluid tank for? Is that for, like, nitrogen? Is that a mod item? No, nothing there. No. Oh, well, that's annoying. I can get both of these pretty easily. It's the aluminum scrap that's going to be a nuisance. Is there aluminum here in the desert? No. No, there's not aluminum here in the desert, because otherwise EJ wouldn't have gone down to the swamp to get it in his save. I'm still double checking. Let's see. Bauxite. Yeah. Nothing in the northeast corner. Oh, there's nothing in the northern half of the map, period. It's all in the central portion of the map. Five of the nodes of which are in the swamp. Out of a total of 17. Lovely. Oh, that sucks. just put these in here to... Oh, you won't allow me to install both at the same time. Of course. Why would you? Actually, to clear up space in here, let me take that and put it over there. I do have some sandware here as well. Whatever that's worth. Autosave. Is there anything else here then? Besides the jetpack stuff that I would actually want. Interesting. Smart belt immunity module. Long reach. Mobile stuff. I mean, some of this stuff isn't bad. Wonder how well the night vision works. No clue. Mining overclocker module. 10 additional mining ticks per second. God. If I didn't want to waste my tickets, I would consider making that. Logistics stuff. I'm not entirely sure what the logistics stuff does. Containers in range. Interesting. Integrated blade runners is always a good time. Should be able to make more of them, I just need more silica as well. Get a bit of that real quick. By the way, how's the power grid? 43,800 still. No issues there. Little too early. I tried. You can get speed ups, basically, is why I'm interested in this. Modular engines. I guess I'm done with that. I'm not dealing with that right now. Passively slide forever at 9 meters a second. Oddly amusing. Ladder climbing accelerator module. Oh, doesn't make much of a difference, so it's not worth it. Those are just the crafting components, which yes, you can get into nuclear stuffs. Summer slinked fuel charge? 30,000 megajoules of fuel each. Okay, but that requires like truly endgame stuff. That's changed a bit, I think, since I last saw it. And that's that. Flight modules. I wanted that, but it turns out getting packaged coolant's more obnoxious than I thought. The Zepline power tap seems interesting, but also... Fuel reactor I'll probably get eventually, and then bioloop radiation and uranium stuff, yeah. More capacity for stuff is always nice. Color cartridge fuel adapter, because, you know, why not make power off of flowers? Health regen, I could actually probably get that done real quick. I need more quick wire. Some more of them. And then what did I need? 2 of them, 10 of them, and versatile framework. When in doubt, just buy it. That's really not an efficient way to do that. Only 5 for 1 ticket. Right. And I need the versatile framework. What? Alien protein. Okay. Now, where did I leave my versatile framework? It's just over here, right? Right there? Is that it? I think that's it. Because I never come over here. Sure, I'll just take 50. Why not? Not like I ever used them. Last time I actually went and did anything with Versatile Framework was when I loaded up the container over by the elevator. Space elevator. For Phase 3, and that was a long time ago. Please tell me I don't need the slow regenerator for the medium. Yeah, I don't. You require turbo burner. Okay. 30 megawatts when idle. Jeez. Well, I need more of them, and I need more of them, and I don't even have that much. I don't think I can buy alien stuffs. No. I have enough for 8 more. That's the end of that. Yeah, because I need 10 protein and 2 inhalers. Yep, not gonna bother. If anything, I should probably keep those on me, but... eh. Just gonna trash them. Might as well throw the tickets in here. And you know what? Throw the hard drives in there as well, because that's where they belong. I want to put those in there as well. These no longer need to be in there because I'm regularly producing them. Same thing with the motors and the stators. Put you away. Weird blue highlighting was applying to things that it shouldn't have been applying to. Put that crap in there. Oh, look what I have in here. I just noticed. Fabric. Wouldn't have saved me that much, honestly. Still would have needed more than I originally had. For now, though, I'm gonna go back to the hover pack, just because there's not enough there's not enough that I've done thus far to make it worthwhile. Also, I have another hand slot. I do want to switch to using the hover pack, but I want to get the flight module. Speaking of which, consumes 200 while flying, consumes no fuel while flying, does not connect to power grid. Another module that does this is coming soon. I think it said that since at least update 5, probably earlier than that. Yeah, so I'm producing 400 megawatts that consumes 200 while flying, so that's plenty. But I want that one. That's the one I know I've had in the past because there's a flight toggle that is G, and it is very useful because you can literally like fly, do this, and then hit G to hover. He says going just out of range. Right, like you can just switch back and forth between a jetpack and a hover pack, and it's wonderful. Alright, well, we started off the day with still having this to hand in, although I had all the materials in there, and then not even having tier 7 and 8 unlocked, and now I've only got 3/4 of tier 8 left to go. That being said, I genuinely don't know how much further I'm going to take this save. Aluminum products, probably. Beyond that, we'll just really have to play it by ear, because honestly, I don't know. Oh, I see. Apps lock off, please. I mean, some of it was on stream, some of it definitely was not on stream, but got about 145 hours out of it thus far. Which, when you compare to update 7, was only 132. And that's the one that I did briefly stream on day count fix. Oh, because I screwed up the day count at some point. That's the one that I streamed for the Tipathon back in August. My update 4 world, I got 155 hours basically out of it, and then the update 5/6/ briefly checking out update 7, but really update 6. 187, just under 188 hours. Yeah. Can you tell it was Fixmas? It was last done December. Checked it out back in March, eh? But not the most hours I put into Satisfactory, the Satisfactory save, but not the least either. Why are you sitting at 59 FPS, you piece of fucking shit? Thank you. I went back to 59. If the stream looks like it's been lagging a bit, it's because it has been. And I have no clue why. I saved the game already, yes. There, now it should stop. Emphasis on should. Genuinely do not know why it does that, but it does. No, it's sitting... It keeps dropping to 59 FPS. I have no clue why. There's literally nothing else going on right now, in theory, besides the stream. Like, is Chrome really that bad nowadays? Is that what it is? Do I need to switch to Firefox just like straight up and just abandon Chromium browsers? Is that why? Surely not. Because beyond that, like, what the fuck else has changed? And yes, I'm aware Chrome is a piece of shit, but like, it's not that bad. It hasn't in the past been that bad, at least. Maybe it's Discord. 1% of the stream has not made it to Twitch. And it's still going up. Incredible. You done? No? Really not. Alright, well, while that shit show continues, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do in regards to the Satisfactory save. Probably not playing it Wednesday. I don't think I had it disabled static. I don't think that would have made a difference. I don't remember. I know I wasn't able to do any capture of F1 TV, and I think that was related to hardware acceleration, so that would tell me that probably wasn't disabled. Anyway, next stream, Wednesday, 8 p.m. I don't know what it's going to be. Probably not Satisfactory. But I have no clue what it's going to be otherwise. I'll figure something out, and hopefully OBS stops being a piece of shit in the meantime. Or Windows, whatever is causing that issue. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah. Next stream is Wednesday, like I said. You can really tell the stream's having issues because of Furret. Can't you? Every time frames are missed, it stutters. Great. Anyway. As I said. Next stream Wednesday. Obviously, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna run some ads on the way out, as I usually do. If you don't want to stick around for them, that's fine. Whether at the end, you can just leave before they run. Simple as that. Anything else? I don't think so. Okay. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully, we'll see you next time. Later.